Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and welcome to another episode in our Captain Beefheart series. Larry Graves is back. We're going to take a look at two records, Clear Spot and Unconditionally Guaranteed. If you know these records, we do want to hear your opinion down in the chat. If not, hey, you're here to learn something new. Let's get started, Captain Beefheart.
Serving up riffs hotter than Hellfire Chili with a beer chaser. Grant's Rock Warehouse.
Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and tonight I want to welcome Larry Graves, the Canadian stud muffin, back to the channel. This is a continuation of our Captain Beefheart series. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in the 70s, and we're going to look at two records. We are going to look at, let me scroll up a bit. We're going to look at Clear Spot. So this is Captain Beefheart and His Magic Band, 1972. Well, I wanted to say something about it, but I'm just going to wait.
Yeah.
And then the other record we're going to check out is Captain Beefheart and His Magic Band, Unconditionally Guaranteed in 1974. Larry's got the props. God, I love it. So we're going to talk about these records. We could go into what Captain Beefheart's about, but damn it, this is a series. You can go back. You can go check that out. So, Larry, how are you tonight? Nice to see you. It's been a while.
I'm doing very well. I've been listening to Captain Beefheart recently.
And what is that? And it's probably been one of those experiences that you just... Yeah, but this is really good, Captain Beefheart, I'm going to add.
Well, although I don't want to know yet your opinion, but
okay,
would you agree that one album is much better than the other or not?
I would agree.
Yeah.
One
is amazing, and one is, I think, well, for me, Unconditionally Guaranteed. I think that's the least favorite album for most fans, and it might be for me too. But that being said, I still think it's a good album. It's not great by any means.
No,
I still think it's decent.
Mm-hmm.
He was definitely trying to get more, be more commercial at this point. And
well, it seems like Larry, with each of these records that we've been covering in the 70s, he's getting proper producers, like this record. Wasn't this Ted? This was Ted Templeman for Clear Spot.
Ted Templeton, yeah.
And phenomenal producer, great work with Van Halen, Doobie Brothers. The list goes on. And he's brought in here, but when I listen to the Clear Spot, it's a little bit slicker. It's a little bit more radio friendly, as radio friendly as you can get with Captain Beefheart.
But it's still Captain Beefheart.
Correct. Right.
Yep.
But I mean, it's a lot more radio friendly, if you know what I mean. It still has the band's blues, rock foundation. But I do think that it kind of, it does still retain some of that element of his poetry and his avant-garde flair, but it's just way toned down.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you hear when you listen to this record, Larry?
I like just everything you've said. And I think this would be a good entry point for at least some people to check out Captain Beefheart, because like you said, it's more radio friendly, but it's not overly commercial either. It's still got its craziness, especially with the lyrics and everything. And but I think it's just it's one of his best. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it would be definitely in the maybe top 3.
I would agree 100%. The thing is, you got Ted Templeman. I don't know if it's Don Landy. Usually he uses Don Landy as an engineer. I'm not sure who the engineer is on it, but you get Ted Templeman in, and you get a lot better production. Yeah. This sounds a lot better, Larry, than the previous works.
Yeah.
At this point, I mean, we're only halfway into the 70s. We're only 1974, but I'm going to go out on a ledge and say this is probably so far his high point of his early 70s output. Seems like it's still experimental, but then it's still accessible enough that it doesn't alienate. I mean, it's a good balance, groove
and a song
tracks.
And a song like Too Much Time. The first time I heard that, it's like, that sounds like it could have been a hit on the radio, like in the 60s, early 70s. Like,
Yeah.
just so, it's really good,
Excellent. Well, so are there any particular tracks on here that you find, I don't know, key tracks for you on this
I
record?
would say I've got the songs here. I think the title track is one of my favorites. And then I think for most fans, including me, Big Eyed Beans from Venus.
And I think
And
that's a standout track.
I
Yeah.
don't know. There's so many. Sun Zoom Spark. My Head Is My Only House Unless It Rains, which the Tubes covered. What did you think of that, comparing it to the Tubes song?
I think it's very Tubes-esque.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm wondering maybe who influenced who.
Well, he recorded it before they did.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it is very similar to, I think, very much Tubes like. But you mentioned Big Eyed Beans from Venus.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a rocker. The guitars sound great on it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Captain sounds commanding. He sounds wonderful here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it seems very anthemic. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
The other track I wanted to mention, Her Eyes Are a Blue Million Miles.
Yeah.
Soulful, tender.
Very nice. Yeah.
It's a nicer, softer side of the Captain, but it's very melodic.
Yeah.
Too Much Time, very upbeat horn track, catchy rhythm. You've got a lot of R&B on here. There's a lot of R&B on here.
And then his harp work on, some of the songs like Nowadays a Woman's Gotta Hit a Man.
Yeah.
He's just such a great harp player. And
That's one of the things. I don't think people usually mention that, how great of a harp player he is. Absolutely brilliant. And when he plays, he's got such a unique tonality. Like a lot of guitar players, you can hear him and you go, "Oh yeah, that's Eddie Van Halen." All the really good players, they might not be technically the best, but they have a unique sound that makes them stand out. Captain Beefheart only has a unique sound and a unique style, but it totally stands out.
yeah.
And fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Now, I don't know if have you heard much of his saxophone playing on these albums, or is that later? But anyway,
Yeah.
his saxophone, it's almost like he can't play it, and it sounds like it's bad, but when you're listening to it, it's actually good. It's weird.
It's kind of like, well, think about this. Think about Sting. He picked up the sax for Ghost in the Machine. There's a lot of sax on it. He didn't know how to play the damn thing. He taught himself how to play it. And you listen to it, and the sax is kind of, I suppose if you took the track and eliminated if you just had the track of the sax, it might be a mess. But somehow within the context of the songs, it kind of works. And he definitely has a unique tone on that sax. But I guess the Captain's kind of like that, I guess.
And I love the way it ends with that, that crazy poem at the end. It's a perfect ending to the album, I feel. It's like really weird compared to the other songs.
Yeah. If you were going to rate this, what would you be comfortable rating
It's a
this
10
record?
out of 10, Grant. It's a 10 out of 10.
Is it really a 10 out of 10?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I would probably give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, it sounds better. It's more accessible, but it's not quite as groundbreaking as his earlier experimental peaks. Is that good or bad? Well, if he's trying to make a buck,
Yeah.
it's probably better.
Especially with the next album.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
The money in his hands.
But I love the production. I think Ted Templeman, in conjunction with Beefheart and the band, I think it's a good combination.
Yeah.
It's a great record. It's a great record. I could probably give it a 9. I'm just giving it an 8 today. I don't know.
Give it an 8.5.
I'll give it an 8.5, damn it. So we'll meet you in the middle. So yeah, if you're getting into this catalog, this is a good place to start.
Yeah.
For me, probably the peak of the 70s. All right. we'll move along. All right, next up, we are going to take a look at another 1974 record, Unconditionally Guaranteed. Now, this record, this is an obvious attempt at commercial appeal.
And it's pretty mellow. It's mellow.
Yeah, this is straightforward pop rock type of song structure. You've got simpler lyrics. Hell, you've got love themes on here.
Yeah.
Cleaner production. There is not anything here that I can think of that is anything like Trout Mask. The avant-garde portion of it is pretty much gone. But you get, when I hear this record, Larry, I hear like Southern rock. I hear like the Byrds, Van Morrison type of things.
The Band, I think I heard on one track.
I agree. The Band.
Yeah. Yeah. I think This Is the Day. I think that was the song.
Yeah. I just can't. I just have to laugh. This is quite a change. What's your thoughts on this?
I'm pretty sure this was the album that the band. There were maybe two albums that the band weren't very happy with because they didn't have enough to do. It was kind of, and the music on this is just, it's good, but it's just kind of ordinary. There's no, standout instrumentals or anything like solos or anything, but it's good. I would say though that Captain Beefheart brings it with his vocals. Like his vocals are almost as good as on Clear Spot. And I don't know, especially the first half of the album it's kind of, in a way, it's almost boring, you would kind of say. Like,
well, I don't think that
it's okay, right?
It's okay. I don't think, like you said, I think you could probably say you find it boring. I just don't think that there are any really memorable songs here. For me,
I do think I Got Love on My Mind is very catchy.
Okay.
And I like the final song, Peaches. It's a little more upbeat.
Okay, that kind of that has catchy hooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would redeem the record. Because it is very soulful. I think the Captain sounds good on that. But I think for the most part, the album doesn't have very memorable tunes.
Yeah, the music's kind of on the bland side. So,
at the time, though, a lot of people, from what I was reading, a lot of people thought that this was, the sellout of the band. It polarized a lot of the hardcore, Beefheart fans. I don't know. Do you look at this as a sellout, or are you? Well, it sure sounds like a sellout.
Well, with him with the money on the front of the cover, but that's him maybe poking fun at the whole thing,
right?
And so he wants, I can't blame the guy for wanting to have a hit album, right? But
it could be like that, and I've talked about this before. The record company becoming the Captain and saying, Captain.
Yeah. Where are the hits?
We need a hit. It'd be nice to have a hit. Yeah. And there's been so many bands, Larry, that have went down that road.
Yeah.
So, and how many records are we into this label?
2, 3, 4, 5, about 8.
Yeah. So they might be going, all right, I don't know.
Well, the good news is after this album, he kind of resorted back to his old self. And two of my favorite albums are going to be coming up. But I won't mention what they are.
We're not going to mention a word.
No.
I will mention this, though. Upon my I say it starts off promising. Yep. It's energetic. It's got a boogie groove.
It just doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't go anywhere, but you think it might go someplace.
Yeah.
Hey, Beefheart sounds great on it. I will say that. And it's probably the most lively moment on the day. The other, we mentioned Peaches already. This Is a Day is a melodic. It's uplifting. Yeah. It's poppy. But it's kind of charming. It's simple. It's simplest. It's simplistic, and it has a little bit of charm. But I think that this is really not a great record. This, out of everything that we've looked at so far,
Yeah.
this might be the low point. So, what would you? I even hate to even. I don't know if there's really any bad. This really isn't a bad record. It's a little bit disappointing compared to what came before. What would you give this rating out of 10?
Because I love Captain Beefheart so much, and this album, when I finally did buy it, I already knew from hearing from, reading online and all that,
Right.
this is his worst and all that. So I had that in my mind, right? Oh, this is bad. And so for, a few years, I would play it once in a blue moon but it would be in my brain, oh, this is bad, right? And then, a couple of years ago, it's like, it's actually not that bad. It's, so I would give it probably like a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay, that seems fair.
Yeah.
I think, it's sometimes it's hard to look at these records once you know what happened in the past or what records were in the future.
That's one thing, with any band, right? With putting out a new album, they always have to compare it to their past, right? Which is kind of unfair. Like a band needs to, sometimes change, right?
Yeah, I agree. But it's hard to get out of that. You always want to compare and contrast.
Yeah.
How would I look at it if I'm looking at it by itself? And how would I look at it if I'm comparing it to the greatness that came before?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it 2 scores. If I'm just listening to this record without knowing anything else and judging it on its own, I think I would be comfortable giving it like a 6.5. If I'm looking at this as part of the great catalog that came before, I'm pretty disappointed, and I would probably give it a 5 out of 10. So it's mediocre, but even mediocre Beefheart.
Yep.
But you have to admit his 70s output prior to this was fantastic.
Yeah. And so the next album, I think, is Moonbeams and whatever it's called.
Blue Jeans and Moonbeams.
Yeah, that's another one that's usually rated low, maybe not as low as this, but I'll talk about it when we
we'll talk about that next month.
But he does get better, like, at least for me. He ended on a high note, I feel. Yeah.
So there you go. This was probably short and sweet, but whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, if you can do these, this is the way I look at it. If you can do
If
these
we can do
shows-
this in 5 minutes, Grant, it's good.
It's good. So before we get going, though, Larry, what's happening on the channel? What's happening in your empire?
Oh, yeah. Empire.
It's an empire.
Yeah. I've got 2 channels. Of course, the one is demonetized at the moment. And I did have it hidden.
Wait a minute.
That's not-
Maybe I missed that. What do you mean you're demonetized at the moment?
I was demonetized for some stupid copyright thing. And I can get it back in mid-March.
Well, what did they say
don't
you
tell
do?
you, right?
What did they say you did?
It was some copyrighted music on a short, but it didn't tell me what. It's just
Well, all they would make you do is take it out.
no, it was the whole short had music in it. It was my fault in the long run.
So did you not upload it first to check it out?
Yes, and it goes through YouTube's policy.
And it
Once
passed.
the blue moon, it'll block it, or you can't. But it went every short I did that had music was accepted by YouTube's policy. But then they have these AI computers or whatever that go through your whole channel, and there's nothing you can do about it.
But this was this an old one? Was this something old that they found in the archive?
I have no idea which. I had
I
hundreds
think
of
you
shorts.
mentioned that before. Maybe. So you don't exactly even know which one it was.
No, I don't. No, but they're all gone now.
See, the thing is, when you do, kids, just if you're a YouTube creator, it is like Russian roulette. You kind of just do what you do. But you don't forget, copyright rules can change. You know, you could play something. I play music all the time. I don't know when something's
Yeah.
going to go haywire
Yeah.
because the copyright could change. Someone could
Yeah.
get their feathers ruffled.
Don Henley could be watching your channel.
You know, Don, you don't want to do
He'll find
that.
a way to sue you, Grant.
You know, the whole thing where you can't play any Beatles, which was a thing, that's not true. You can play Beatles and be all right. Now, I wouldn't play any Eagles,
Yeah, yeah.
but the Beatles, you can play Beatles and you won't have any. Well, you have to watch it. There are certain rules you have to follow.
And there was there that Soft Cell song? Or
Well, I had footage. What was this? Mark Allman from
Yeah,
Soft
yeah.
Cell, because I had that concert from the 80s cruise.
yeah.
I got a strike. Well, I didn't. Did I get a strike? I did get a strike from him. He didn't ask me to pull it down. He just put the kibosh on it.
Yeah,
Didn't even give
yeah.
me a chance.
That's all you need to do is tell us, please delete that. We'll delete it.
But it was a live show, and to be quite
Yeah.
honest, it was a terrible performance.
That's why he didn't want it on.
It was horrible. He was sick. He sounded like a dead dog. But I know that's probably what it was. But the guy wasn't being an ass, being an asshole. Come on, don't be a asshole.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I couldn't play music for 6 months. Well, I could, but I was afraid.
Yeah.
So no listening parties. But well, how long did you say that's got to ride out?
I can apply again in probably mid-March.
Oh my God.
But I had my channel hidden because, I want to make some money, right? I want people to come to my other channel.
Right.
But I guess it's not good to have it hidden, because then when you go back to get it monetized again, you've got to get a certain amount of hours and everything. So it's back on public.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it'll all work out, but still, kids, you never know when you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Every day I pop in and I look and see if there's any problems.
Yep.
All right, cool, kids. So we've wrapped a little bit. Go out, check out these Captain Beefheart albums if you haven't. Please let us know down in the comment section your thoughts on them. We will be back next month. We will be covering 2 more Captain Beefheart albums, and we do want to hear from you down in the comment section. All right, go give Larry's channel some love, and we will see you on the next one. All right, Larry, thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you, everybody.